Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where I'll be doing technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please hit that like button, and likes where we're not getting enough so you guys can help out. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to get my daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, and you want to support the channel, definitely check out my link down in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. So, government shutdown, well, nobody cares. Market, once again, going for that brand new all-time high. That was up slightly today, 0.17%. Nasdaq going up 0.39%. It was up even more. S&P flat on the day after going up. And then Russell going up 0.63%. 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500. Technology led the way on top. Big thanks to those semi stocks that are going up ballistic pretty much every day. Basic materials, industrials, communication services, and then we got energy, real estate, consumer defensive lagging behind. But one thing I want to point out, guys, week to date performance right here. And tomorrow is Friday. Who's leading the way on top? Well, healthcare and basic materials. So keep an eye on that. Stock market map, what do we have here? Microsoft down 0.76%, Nvidia up another brand new all-time high. I mean, this thing is just going non-stop. Apple up 0.66%, Tesla going up and then giving back, and that's a 7% move to the downside because it was up, I think, 2%. And I actually played some puts on it, and these were just, I don't know, one of the best trade in last maybe couple of weeks that I had on Tesla puts today, guys. Amazon up 0.81%, Meta up 1.35%. You guys will see that play a little bit later on in this video. Google up 0.36%. Then we got, you can see the chips. I mean, lots of green. AMD, Intel, it's up 50%. I mean, that's just insane. Usually that stock does not move, and now there is a bull flag pattern on Broadcom. So this one is also on the move, and maybe at another time I'll talk about Broadcom because this thing could be going for that bigger market cap than what it is right now. And now let's talk about Apple stock. On Apple stock, it's a 0.66%, so Apple back up, and you can see, I mean, this thing is just consolidating here. If this thing breaks out, the next stop would be $265 per share, and that is where I think this thing is heading because this thing was a laggard before. It was lagging behind, everything else was running, and now because how the market is extremely bullish and just kept going up, this thing can actually continue to move even higher. And you can see yesterday we saw that initial break, came back in today, just about there, guys, just about there. That 257 can hold right here, top of this, pattern right here. You're going to see explosive move up to 265, which is another, $8 to the upside from here. Now, only concern if this thing gives up that 254 to 253-ish, or maybe even I would say bottom of this, flag pattern, then watch out for that 250. If that gives up, it's coming down to close the gap at 246 right here on Apple. And here's my X account, and if you guys are on there, definitely give me a follow. And here's some quick trades that we took recently, and it was really fantastic. This one here, yesterday on Meta, we took those calls, and today, fast forward, Meta was trading up 1% this morning and took profit on that play. It was really nice. And then we got into triple Q short position this morning, 610 strike, 3DT, and fast forward just after 9:43 a.m. it went down even more. I still have like four runners left, and it was really good trade right here on triple Q. So if you guys are really serious about trading and you want to learn, you want to get all these types of trade ideas, and you want to grow your account, definitely check out my link down in the description for Patreon, guys. So you guys saw that play on Meta. Yesterday we took, and I'm still holding two runners. And I mean, this thing is fantastic. Look at this move yesterday, and why I took that, call yesterday on Meta, because you can see down days. How many? I mean, pretty much all these are down days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, there was barely green day. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th down day pretty much. And it was time. It was time to grab calls, and it wasn't something like where this thing is gonna go and make a $50 move, but it actually made a decent move. You can see today up nearly 10 bucks. Yesterday that position was green. We held overnight, took profit this morning, and the runners are paying even more. So Meta here, there was a gap right here. We did close the gap today, and now it's time to see if this thing can move up even more to $733, where this negative sloping 5-day moving average, if we can get over that, then it's going to 738, and then we can talk about more upside. But it's still on a downtrend, and if this thing does not break this downtrend, as a matter of fact, let me just put this downtrend right here so you guys can see it better. Until we break this downtrend on Meta, it's not actually heading higher, and it can just get a rejection at 733, and it can just come back and close the gap at 708, and below that we do have strong support down here at 700 to 682. On Amazon stock, it's up 0.81%. So you can see Amazon just bear flagging right here. Is it going to play out? I think there is Amazon Prime Day also coming. So Amazon here, if this thing breaks over that 224 range, it can go up to these moving averages, 227, 228, and over that we can talk about possibly going back up to previous highs right here at 238 or even higher. Now to the downside, if this thing does not hold right here at 221, it can come back down to 214 and possibly go down and close the gap right down here at 210. So Google also, you can see it's actually bull flagging right here. And if this thing breaks out, that would be, I would say 240, 48, give or take. 248 breaks, it can go up to 253, 257, and possibly will make brand new all-time high. Now, if this thing does not get that break and comes under 245, in that case, this critical support 238 has to hold. Otherwise, it's coming down to 233, and from there, this gap comes into play, and the 50-day moving average at 220 and the gap at 212. So Netflix took a beating again today, all the way down to 1134. So it's pretty big move to the downside, and it actually found some buyers. It was getting way outside the lower Bollinger Band, came back up. We do have earnings coming up, middle of this month to end of the month, and this thing is going down. So here on Netflix, if this thing, able to hold at 1163, which is actually trying to hold into closing, then it can possibly go up and retest the 5-day moving average 1189 to 1200. But if this thing does not hold here, I mean, you can see, I mean, this thing can come down rapidly to 1065, which is going to be an insane move all the way right down here. And I think it has the potential to go down because this thing is running for quite some time. And now I think, if dip buyers are looking to buy that dip, that the stock has to come down a little bit more. I mean, from 1341 to 11, I would say at roughly 1100 now. It's not the dip that you want. You want even cheaper to go long here on Netflix. On Microsoft, it's down 0.76%. So this one is definitely not doing well. And if you look at it, it's just forming this big bear flag pattern. Is it going to play out? I don't know, guys. Bollinger Bands, they were squeezing, but looks like it's heading higher now. So who knows if this thing holds that 517, which is not holding at this point. Uh, and then it can possibly move up. Yesterday we did hold. You can see previous close right here at 520 almost, and today came back and just sitting under 517, and there is that 5-day moving average also sitting close to that 517 516 range. So if this thing gets over that, it can go up to 524, possibly even 532. But if this thing does not hold over that 517, it can come down to 50-day moving average at 512, which it pretty much did today, went under 509 20-day moving average, and then there is some unfinished business down here, that gap at 503 to even flat 500. On Tesla stock is down 5%. So what happened, guys? I mean, 465, 470, and I think I took these puts right here, just crossing 465, and these were 470 strike. Because how expensive and how risky this was, I did not share this play with my Patreon group, but I didn't really go crazy on it. I think I had 20 contracts, and they were expensive. So 20 is still a pretty big position on Tesla, but you can see the result. What happened? I mean, this thing got decimated with some high volume selling because Tesla, when it goes up like that, usually at some point it's going to give up all the gains, and it did today. Gave up all the gains back and then gave back another 5%, and now Look at where it's trading, guys. I mean, right about that, where the support is 433. So tomorrow's session, big bearish engulfing candle, a lot of sellers, high volume. We'll see how Tesla, will continue to move up from here, or if this thing is going to come down and cool off for a little bit. There will be resistance at 445. If that breaks, we're going back up to 465. This thing falls below 433. Next support 410, 20-day moving average, and then the gap just below 400. Here's another one. A lot of people probably didn't believe a couple days ago when I was saying that this thing can go to 174. Well, boy, oh boy, did this stock deliver. Gap up and go today. Bollinger Bands were squeezing here, and you got the result. You got the result today. AMD breaking out. It's over that 170 at one point. We did not hold that, but I mean, you can see it was getting a little bit frothy, overextended. But I think the move will continue here on AMD up to 174.36 to close the gap, and then we will see where things go from here. But it's definitely breaking out to the upside from this flag wedge pattern, and now there is a gap below. So if this thing comes back, this might be an opportunity here before closing this gap. If it comes back, there's going to be support at 165, 164, gap fill reversal, and the 50-day moving average, and then down here at 162 to this 20-day moving average, 160. But if this thing continues and holds over 170, definitely nothing stopping AMD. We got high volume today. It can easily go up to 174 to close the gap on top and possibly even retest 182. When Nvidia stock was up once again, and what is happening? Well, we talked about it in details over the weekend that wolf flag pattern. We had the breakout here when I made the video about 3 days ago, right? And look at the initial break, guys. Previous all-time high broke. It came back in a little bit here, held the support, and boom, brand new all-time high. Now the question is, don't investors and traders don't see any other stocks in the market? That's all they buy. Nvidia, Nvidia, Nvidia. I mean, there was literally any dip here on the stock, not like this dip or this dip here, and they already bought it. This tiny mini dip and making it to go and hit brand new all-time high. So Nvidia, most valuable company once again. I mean, this thing on a run where I don't know. I mean, four and a half. We passed $4.5 trillion market cap. Who knows? This might be the first company to hit $5 trillion market cap, which when you think, I mean, that's a lot of money. It's a big market cap, guys. So if Nvidia not going down and you're asking for just crash or something, it's not gonna happen. We saw that pullback back in April and stuff, but Nvidia was pulling back hard. So if you're gonna look at the market, I suggest you look at Nvidia stock all day, and whatever Nvidia does, that's what the market is going to do. It does not matter which and what ETF you're looking at, but this is the big dog, and that's the one that is running this show right now. Not even Apple, not even Microsoft. So Nvidia, if there is some sort of a retest at 184, that's going to be something to watch. I mean, it's only 2-3 days. So the breakout is, yes, it's confirmed, but let's just see if we can hold over that previous all-time high. If that continues, I also said it in my video, 190, we got there today to 200. It's definitely possible at that point. We might even go for that $5 trillion market cap on Nvidia stock. But if you're just looking around right now and you heard about Nvidia, you're just into the market, do not touch this stock. Why? Because already making another brand new all-time high. What profit are you gonna make buying at 190? And where are you gonna sell at 200 for $10? If that only happens, but if this thing pulls back at some point, which it did before right here, it did before right here, so it can definitely pull back again. That is the concern for new investors and new traders, not to jump in here on Nvidia immediately because this thing is breaking out. So watch out, 184, a key zone to watch. Only if it falls below that, that would be concerning. That would be a fake breakout to the upside. But if this thing continues, 190 breaks, we're heading for that definitely 200 mark on Nvidia stock. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have a great night.